What's going on, family? Welcome back to the Cinema Goodness Podcast. I'm Kahim. It's JP. What's going on, JP?
Nothing much, man. I'm good. Excited to be talking about Is God Is and the Mandalorian tonight. Should be a good conversation.
Yeah, man, I'm excited about it, man. Tonight, we're talking about two different movies. I think it's starting to become a trend on the podcast, man. Two different films, man. One nobody expected, and the other one everybody was kind of waiting for. Is God Is a film built off artistic passion, is raw, uncompromising. Like somebody set grief, rage, and poetry on fire in a pot at the same time. And then we got The Mandalorian and Grogu, the legacy of filmmaking, massive expectation, movie built to carry one of the biggest universes in pop culture without dropping it. But somehow both of these stories are powered by the same thing, love. Right? We're talking about love. A mother's love sends her daughters on a revenge quest that destroys almost everybody. And the other side is a father's love. He's a bounty hunter, and it's the emotional center of the entire galaxy. Same fuel, completely different fire. Tonight we're asking two questions. What happens when a story is built on love versus legacy? And what happens when love makes you reckless in the face of uncertainty? And that's what we're talking about tonight, family. Let's get into cinema goodness, man. Family, this is Kahim.
And I'm JP.
And this is the Cinema Goodness Podcast, where we talk movies, all things related to Hollywood,
including your favorite genres and upcoming projects. Join us here for an unbiased and unfiltered discussion from our unique perspective.
So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. Let's get into the cinema goodness. All right, man. So we got a little technical situation going on. It's all good. Like I said, we talking about Is God Is and The Mandalorian and Grogu. But before we get into that, family, we're going to look at a trailer. The Hand in the Hand of Dante. It got Oscar Isaac, which I love. And I think I saw Gerard Butler in this too, man. So I think it's gonna be cool. Hopefully we can get JP back on. I don't know if he can hear. His visuals.
I'm still here.
Okay. It's all good, man. We're about to get into this trailer and check it out. Can you hear?
Who's Dante?
Yes.
Who's Dante? Behold, a deity stronger than I who coming shall rule over me. What? I know this poem so well. I feel like I wrote it myself.
How would you like to look at the original manuscript?
It doesn't exist.
If it did exist,
I mean, it'd be the greatest literary treasure of all time. It'd be priceless.
we'll make it affordable.
What do you mean?
You can't tell nobody about these things. That's a sin. That's a bad sin.
Are you all right?
Yeah, forgive me. Something familiar about this place.
Familiar is good. Like home.
Reminds me of something I can't quite get a grip on. Kind of wisp of a memory that can't be caught before it fades away. You're leaving a trail of blood.
This is probably going to start a war.
This thing is ours, and it is clean.
There are people who know of its existence.
Remember what I always told you. God's everywhere. And he hears everything.
What about this broad?
She's got nothing to do with us. That's my own personal life.
Guys who work for me, they got no personal lives.
Next time you see me, I need you to bring me 20,000 in cash.
Why?
Because I need to be dead.
I am amused by his game and like the pussycat, quite curious.
Tempest future. Time flies. Every man's only savior dwells within himself. Whether he discovers him and be saved, or discovers him not and be damned.
This is living, kid.
I'm poetic about it, man. It was good. I like the black and white style, man. I like films that keep that thing going, man, because when you think of black and white, you always think it's old and things like that, old time movie. But it looks interesting, man. It looks like a mind bender. Got some twists and turns and stuff like that. But I'm excited about it. I might check it out.
We keep asking for more different stories and different experiences. So it's definitely looks unique to me.
Yeah. It's good, man. Your mic kind of going out too, man. Feel like somebody hating on us, man. Somebody in the universe is hating, man. We still gonna be great, though. What we going to Is God Is, man. Is God Is. Came out March 20 something. May 15th. That's when it came out. May 15th.
All right, and the synopsis for Is God Is. Is God Is a critically acclaimed, can you hear me? Modern revenge thriller written and directed by Aleshea Harris, based on her award-winning 2016 play Is God Is. The plot follows twin sisters, Racine and Anaya, who bear severe burn scars from a traumatic childhood fire. They are summoned to the deathbed of their estranged mother, whom they call She or God, who tasks them with a violent cross-country mission to track down and kill their abusive father in retaliation for the fire. Aleshea Harris is in her feature directorial debut, and the film stars Kara Young, Mallory Johnson, Janelle Monáe, Vivica A. Fox, and Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown, man, for the win. So first off, movies, it looks like nothing like I've seen in a while. I got like a little Afropunk Western type of deal with like Greek tragedy vibes. It's a revenge film, got stage play energy. I heard people saying that it got a Kill Bill type of vibe. I don't really. I feel like every time, like recently, like when black folks make movies that's outside of our natural, like not natural, but our predicted genre, like they always try to make it seem like it's influenced by Quentin Tarantino for some reason. I don't know why. But the last few films like that, especially like Sinners and now this one, people try to like say it's piggybacking off of Quentin Tarantino, but it does feel like it's like different genres like collided, like and kind of like formed one movie. The twins are the glue. They aren't like typical revenge, archetypes. They deal with trauma, humor, Like they got a genuine love for each other, and like they got this mental thing. Like I really like that the mental connection device that they had. Like on screen text, like they was looking at each other. They wasn't talking, but like you could see the text like show up on the screen. Like I thought that was like really good filmmaking skills. And the film, it never stops for like exposition. Like it's constantly moving. Their connection feels authentic, and it was enjoyable to watch, man. Like, have you seen any like visual language like that before? Like, and what you think about the twins bond, like on screen?
So, I feel like they really were trying to make sure we understood how close they were. And not only do twins typically have close relationships, but for them, because of the trauma that they both shared, it makes them like super close. So they don't even have to say anything. They can look at each other, they can communicate, and the way that they express that so that we could fully understand the unheard dialogue, I thought it was cool, because it was this new dynamic of a different way to communicate how these to convey rather how these two characters are communicating with one another. So I thought it was great.
When you have like protagonists that feel multi-dimensional, I feel like it hits harder, and I think their relationship was kind of like the heartbeat. It was a driving force of the film. But let's get into some of the story, man. Like in Act 1, we got the film is opening up like a ghost story. Like we meet these two twin sisters. They're carrying scars. It's physical, but immediately, like you realize, like the burns aren't the real damage. Like the real damage is like what they survived. You can see like one's real reserved, the other one's like real aggressive. Like maybe she's using that as a defense mechanism. And like we see them at work, and one of the girls at the job dropped the keys, and the girl, Anaya, with the burns on her face, she picks it up. Oh no, the one without the burns on, she had the burns on her hand, she picked it up, and the girl looked at her, and she didn't really want to take the keys because her hand was so burnt up. And immediately when she got like defensive, and like she started,
her spidey senses, her twin senses kicked in.
Yeah. And it was good. Like immediately you see that dynamic, and then like you see that first bombshell. Like they mother is alive, right? And like she's in a hospital bed, and the thing is, like they never met their mom, and they kind of going back and forth whether they gonna actually go meet her or not. One wants to, the other one doesn't. So it's just a real interesting dynamic that they kind of built up at the beginning. And like, how do you feel like about how they set that part up?
I thought the introduction to God. So this was an interesting. They thought their mom was dead. They didn't really know. And then, when they do finally find out that she's alive, and they go into this meeting, the way they have it set up, it's almost like you're going to meet a mafia boss or something. Like, you know how people talk about when you have a meeting, you want to be in a position of power. Like she was in that bed. This is literally her deathbed, but you could tell she was in control. Right. So when they meet her and decide, because she created us, and this is Racine's terminology. She called her God. Which is a flipping the script, because people don't always consider God as feminine at all. They automatically consider God as the masculine figure, father figure. So that was cool. The women that, you know, you come into the room, she's got like 4 women braiding her hair. They're attending to her. So, I mean, it reinforces it even more that she's like, God, these people are taking care of her. Even though you can tell they care about her. She's bedridden. She's on her, you know, bed of affliction. But that whole setting, that scene was awesome. The way they just brought Vivica in as the mom, as God.
Yeah, man. The thing was, Racine called her God because she basically she created him. You know, she's the one that created him. And I thought that was an interesting concept. Like you said, usually people depict like God as a man, but there we go. But yeah, man, it was good, man. It was good.
I'm over here going through it.
It's all good.
Okay.
What makes it seem so like haunting, like Ruby, the mother, she's not yelling, you know, she's not like,
she's very calm.
She's very calm, man, and everything that she says sounds like biblical and things like that, and the quote directly was, "Make your daddy dead." I was just like, yeah, she must really hate this dude, man. Then you kind of see that she opens up and tells the girls that her father burnt her alive, like tried to burn her and all of that stuff. And that was the catalyst between, you know, getting the girls from point A to point B, basically. And that's when the movie stopped being like a revenge story. It became a revenge story, but it was more so like a generational curse. And the minute they get in that Oldsmobile, it like transforms into this like Afropunk Western, and you know, it started getting a little more hip, and you know, it takes a nice little turn.
Well, let me tell you, this is really like the crux of the movie, because for me, because we're introduced to them, we see very obviously that they're scarred horribly, and we see that how close they are. Then they are given this, they meet God, they meet their mother, who they did not know, they thought was dead, and then they're immediately given a mission. So this right here, to me, is important to the film, because what is the motivation? You have someone who's not been in your life. They haven't reached out to you. They know that you suffered horrible injury. They know that you've gone through trauma because they went through the same trauma. They allowed you to think that you were dead. You decide to come back into their life. And the very first thing you do is you ask them to go on this mission, this very violent and dark mission. So the question that I'm asking myself is, what is the motive for the twins? I think the movie, and I mean, I think some other people struggled with this too. What was their motivation as individuals to carry out this task? Because it wasn't just as simple as killing your father, make your daddy dead, but it was also, well, what if he has a family? What do we do with them?
Yeah.
And her task to them was kill everything associated with him, everything around him. Right. Do what you have to do. So right here for me, I want to make sure that I have a good grasp on what the motivation is. And here's what I came to.
Okay.
I feel like that the trauma that they went through, and this is especially true for Racine, because of how much she dealt with, and because she also bear the burden of her sister's trauma. And why is that important? This is important because although they both went through being burned, their burns are not the same. Racine's burns are on her arms and hands, and Anaya's burns are on her face. And it's something about being scarred on your face that messes with your worth. So I feel like she's able to dip into this deep well of trauma. And although, yes, she just met her mom, she feels like God gave me this mission to make something right. And every single person who has stacked onto this trauma that my father gave me, I'm going to use that as fuel to accomplish this task. So if there's a question, is what is the motive? I feel like that's absolutely Racine's motive. But by the same token, Anaya was apprehensive. And that's a big part of this. She was like, why should we do this? And I feel like the other side of this is, as much as their mother is God and their mother created them in Racine's mind, so did their father.
Right.
And if your mother is God, then your father is also the same God that made you. And so it makes accessing this rage, this unfettered, unbridled willingness to go for revenge, it makes that make more sense, because we understand that the capability of that comes from who they call the monster, her dad. And she's absolutely her father's daughter.
Right.
So that's important. If you watch this and you're wondering, well, how do you just decide to go kill someone based on a request from someone you don't know? You have to really put all of those things together. You have to pay attention to how they laid that out. Because the scene that Kahim talked about, that you talked about, is so important. In instances where one sister feels like she can't speak up for herself because of the instant communication that they have, the other sister is ready to step in, and if it requires, getting violent or fighting somebody, they got fired from that job. But it's because and she had this black worker recalled and discussed, the other sister was like, no, you're not going to treat my sister like that. And then there's another I'm sorry, I've been talking for a while. Let me just add this. This is important. There's another dynamic as well between the sisters, because they call Racine the pretty one because her scars are not on her face.
Yeah, right.
And there's a big part of this movie, if you're paying attention to the details, where Anaya is saying, I found somebody and I got somebody and I have to hold on to that. And even Racine was skeptical, but she was like, I'm not beautiful like you. I'm the ugly one. Anaya even called herself ugly. Yeah. So it's a deep chasm of trauma that these characters are pulling from, that I think is the crux. It is the force that carries the rest of the movie forward from this point. Okay.
Nah, man, you hit it, bro. You was cooking, bro. Like, it's definitely that trauma built up, and you see it like through like the different. And the thing I liked about how they portrayed Sterling K. Brown, like character, like he left trauma with every relationship that he went through. Like, and that was crazy. Like, it's some sort of trauma that he left with every person that he, like, it was the wife, the other wife, which was played by Erica Alexander. She was like the cursing cult pastor, which was crazy. The lawyer that he had cut his tongue out. Even
for fear that it would wag.
Yeah, for fear that was crazy, man. And then we find out that the father has another family. They go through all of this stuff and find out that he has another family. They living in a nice house, but the thing is, this trauma that he keeps leaving behind is even in this house too. Like, his wife is, when we see her, the wife is trying to get away. Like, he has this nice thing going on, but that's never enough. Like, and that's just enough. Like you was cooking, bro. Like, the trauma that people leave behind, it really don't matter what's on the surface part. If it's deep enough, like none of that stuff matters. It's all superficial, and I think that was one of the main points of this film. Like the trauma, man, the new house, the new family, the new kids, the new life that they have. And I got this written down too. Like the sisters been carrying fire inside of them. Like they just been bouncing around from home to home, like unstable. And then they find out that this man left their mom, tried to burn her, tried to kill her, and he has a whole new family, and they seem to be living a life. And it's not all like that.
And let's also add that he got away with it.
Yeah.
So his attorney got him off. Yeah. And he did not face any consequences. So he was never convicted for what he did to them.
Yeah, man.
And let me tell you, my first impression when I watched the movie, I said this movie could have been entitled Hurt People. Right. Because it is when I tell you it is a domino from one to the other. But I let me also say this. You can't run away from problems, okay? And everyone, just something I've learned, if you don't fix the source of the problem, then you just carry that problem to the new place. So what we see in this movie is this horrible infliction of, attempted murder on his family because his wife wouldn't touch him enough or whatever his excuse was that he gave later on in the movie. But then he moves on to the Erica Alexander woman. And you know what? People who are abusers, it's something about them. They know how to find victims. And I don't know. Maybe it's a spiritual thing. I don't know. But those people can be attracted to each other. And they know how to find people who have vulnerabilities. As much as she was in control of all of those people, she's literally a cult leader. She's making the people move around like puppets in real life.
Yeah.
She had no control with him, to the point where she's supposed to be a Christian pastor, and she's got essentially a shrine in a closet to a man who left her with a son who she is still pining for.
Yeah.
I mean, Erica, when I first saw that scene, I was like, man, this scene is so freaking weird. But the longer I thought about it, I was like, this guy knows how to pick them.
Yeah.
He knows how to pick them. She can exert force and influence of other people, but she has no power with him. He was able to abuse her, use her, give what he want. And the same thing is true with the family he was with when we find him in the present day. Because his wife is who they showed I'm about to say screenshots. They showed flashbacks of him beating her. So he was abusive to her too. Yeah. And that means his two sons were raised seeing abuse. Again, hurt people.
Yeah, man. It was deep, man.
Yeah.
So by the time they get to the house, they end up killing Janelle Monáe's character, the mother, and then they work out. So they work out a way for them to actually get in. They pose as strippers, and the thing was, the oldest twin was, as they was dancing, the dude's like, "Oh, you pointing a knife." He's like, "Yo, you got to turn around, like, cause we don't want to see your face. We just want to see your body." And that sent Francine over the edge, bro. She was just like, "Oh, you try to play my sister?" Like, and it went down from there, man. Francine killed the older twin. Then the one that they thought was nice was tore up too. Like, he was just as aggressive as the older one, and they end up killing him.
And you know what's so crazy about that is how they turn the tables on us. Even though it's crazy, I love it, because I was like, okay, Racine has gone off the deep end. She's taking it too far. She promised tonight that she wasn't going to take it this far. Yeah. Okay, she has gone to the end power. So she tries to save the other son, and he seems very reasonable. I mean, they baited us in. They brought us in hook, line, and sinker, because he was so reasonable in comparison to his brother, right? He was a little nerdy guy. He was a Carlton character. that nigga flipped the script. When Anaya was like, okay, I'm gonna save you because my sister's gone crazy, he turned on her. He turned on her and showed his true colors.
The cool thing about that is, like, you see the parallel between the son, that brother, that twin, and Sterling K. Brown's character. Because like, by the time they finally like isolate the father, you think it's cool. Like, you can come on out from under there. He just sitting there talking to him like it's psychological warfare, bro. Like, he's just manipulative and like, oh, everything is all good, but really everything isn't all good, man. He's played so calm and controlled, and like you thinking like maybe these stories wasn't really adding up. Maybe the story that the lawyer told, maybe what Erica said, it may not be true. And then like just like they flipped the script with the young twin, they flipped the script with him, man. Like, the stories was true, man. This dude is I don't want to say demonic, but he's like he's
a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. And like the way they and I like how Sterling K. Brown did that, man, because like you really don't see him through the film. Like, you don't see his face. Like, you might see like his back, or like you may see his smile. Like, and I think the genius part of it is the restraint. We don't really get to see his face. We get to have this kind of ambiguity about him. Like, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And the fact that we really don't see him allows us to kind of like create our own theory about like what's going on until the big reveal at the end. We hearing the stories from the mother, hints from the other people, like trauma, laid on trauma. And like, it's like, damn, when we meet him, it's like, man, he calm, bro. He soft spoken. Like, just like the movie really tricks you, man.
Let me tell you, okay, there's so many people to give credit to here. But while we're on this subject, I must give Aleshea Harris credit because not revealing Sterling K. Brown's face until we get to that dining room table at the end of the movie, when literally all hell has broken loose. And we only see like from here down, like we see his mouth. We know that's the only part of his face we see. And like you said, that decision is so important. I think they're building us up to revealing him. And then they're revealing him only to, make it flip on us because he seems so calm. But that calmness, that is psychopathy. This dude is a psychopath because first of all, you get home, let's say this. We don't see it in the movie. He had to pass by his dead wife.
Yeah.
He had to pass by her.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's coming to me. Maybe he finds out that she was dead. Janelle Monáe's character later on. But he had to pass by where she was killed. He walks into his house. He sees his sons are dead, laying. He gets the boy out of the pool. He's just kind of put them there like lumber. Yeah. He goes to the kitchen
sandwich
and he makes a sandwich. He's calm. He's moving very methodically.
Crazy, man.
He sits to the table all the while knowing that the people who killed his son are under the table. He can see them. You can only be a psychopath and be doing this. But guess what? We had not seen his face, but we knew he was a psychopath. Yeah. We knew because of what we saw him do to his wife and children. We knew because of how he left Erica Alexander. We knew because after his lawyer got him off of a triple murder charge, he cut his tongue out.
Yeah. And
then we knew because we see the people what he has done to those people he has in his current life. This man is crazy. And so to make this whole long story short, Sterling K. Brown, because I said I had to give kudos to Aleshea Harris. for how she directed the reveal, but kudos to Sterling K. Brown. When I tell you he transformed, we did not hear his normal voice. His voice is normally very, hear that friendliness.
Oh, yeah.
He came off as affable and kind of country. And in some of his interviews, he talked about there was a guy that he knew that he wanted to use his voice. And so that's the voice he was pulling from. But man, it was such a departure.
Yeah.
From what we know Sterling K. Brown to be. He's a hero of paradise, dude. I mean, he's always saving people.
Yeah.
This man is, when I tell you they call him a monster, he's a villain. He might be a super villain.
Yeah, man.
He was evil personified in this movie. Great job, SKB. You did an awesome job as this character.
For sure. All right, man. So this is where I kind of split from a lot of people. I don't think the ending fully landed.
Okay.
I think it had a nice opportunity to maybe go back to the mother, just so like the girl know that she did it. They did this for her, for the mother, for God, and I think they missed the opportunity to go back. I mean, the girl ended up being pregnant, and we come to find out that she's gonna try to raise her daughter better than the life that she had. We know this, but I think that point of doing this for somebody and then not making it back to that person to, like, I don't know, maybe it's like because she's kind of like seeking approval. I think they missed that part. I think if she would have went back to the mom and like let her know what happened and all of that stuff, I think it would have been a little stronger. Maybe the mama could have comforted her and actually been a mother to her in that moment. I think they missed like one final beat with her mother. I think would have made it like an emotional circle for the film. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it satisfied you? The ending satisfied you, or you feel like something was missing?
I mean, I think it's a valid critique. I don't know where I split is. I don't think of the mother as positively as I think maybe the movie wanted her to be portrayed. I feel like that the mother has, I feel like she had, I feel like some of the evil, the bad that's in the father is coming from her side too. And let me say why I say that, because these girls have been through so much trauma. You're about to stack on top of their trauma more trauma by asking them to do this. So when the end lands, and just to be clear, because we haven't kind of recapped how this happens, after Sterling K. Brown lures in Anaya, trying to, appeal to her and make her think it's okay. He even told her a lie that her mother pulled them into the fire after he set them on fire. He didn't intend to burn them. But then he immediately proves that he did do it, because he knocks her down, almost knocks her out, and told her that I would do it again. What happened?
Well, he told her if he wasn't pregnant, I'll pull your eyes out and make you eat them.
Oh yeah. So when he found out she was pregnant, that's the only thing that kept her alive. So the reason, and I'm trying to make a long story short, because this kind of thing is cool for me. I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like they had to close the book on the mother and the father, because I think that they were both tainted. And it's for that same reason, when they were able to triumph over the monster, the father who had done all of this, who, beat them bloody in the end. This is just, gruesome fight. And when we get to the end, they determine that they're going to set him on fire. And they do. But unfortunately, he is able, in his last gasp, to pull Racine into the fire.
Yeah.
So Racine gets pulled into the fire and she dies with her father. I feel like in order to break this curse, that had to happen. I feel like the mother had to die. I feel like the father had to die, and Racine had to die, because by the end of the movie, Racine is her father.
Yeah, that's true.
By the end of the movie, as much as Racine is acting on the trauma that she's endured, she has absolutely turned into her father. She has killed people in the process of the movie that did not need to be killed. She's gone back on her word. And she essentially allowed her rage to engulf her and just eat her up. And so that's why I said before, the mother and the father are there. She's calling mom God, but both of the parents made her, and both of them are in her. So I feel like them closing out with Anaya being the survivor and her having an opportunity with this baby to break this cycle of trauma. I think that's important, because bringing her back to the mother keeps you in the cycle. So I accept the way they ended it. Racine getting pulled in, because Racine went so hard for her sister. That was tough. Her getting pulled into that fire in that bathtub was hard, and it was harder than but I think it was a necessary step to finally break that curse. And I think that's why we didn't go back to the mother. Now, I don't remember correctly, at the end when they went to, I think they went to a cemetery, correct?
I feel like it was a field.
Was it just the field?
Yeah, where the daughter was kind of like telling the story about how she's gonna care for her daughter, her child, and make sure that she doesn't live a life basically like she did. And, it was a strong ending. Like something was missing for me. Maybe it would have to be the mom, but now that I'm listening to you explain it from a different lens, I kind of understand like where they was going and why they did that. And it makes sense. It makes sense.
And because I told you I had my notes. I was ready on this one. I'm gonna give you one more thing on this guy, because when I saw that title, I don't know, did the title make you think, where did it come from? Because I kept asking myself, well, where does this title come from? And my understanding of the title was, it's actually, I break it into two parts. The movie's called Is God Is, but I feel like it is God as a question, and then God is as an answer. So that's kind of how I feel. And what it made me think about is when God told Moses that he was the I am that I am, and that is exactly what it made me think about. So I was like, well, let me go back to this story and see, are there any other parallels? How about God called Moses to go on a mission to save his people from Pharaoh. God called Moses from a burning bush. And essentially, I feel like there's a parallel there, because when Moses said, well, when I go to your people, who should I tell them that sent me? And he says, I am that I am. And that's where I feel like Is God Is comes from. It's like I've been sent on this divine mission. The only difference is Moses's mission was a divine one, but God in this movie, the mission was vengeful. It was kill everything. It was destroy everything. So I made that parallel. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I liked it. I also, I was thinking about like David and Goliath with the sock and the rock. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a slingshot that David used, but I'll still think about that. How they ended up beating him with a rock and a sock. Like that was kind of like biblical for me. So it had some spiritual meanings and spiritual connections. Which was really refreshing. I feel like this movie was really refreshing, man. We wanted to see Black people do different things, different takes on genres, and this is one of those films that I enjoyed. It was dark, but darkness had a reason. It wasn't just stuck in there as a plot device just to make it feel like, oh, I'm doing something for the heck of it. It wasn't spectacle. It was really grounded in that revenge and had a purpose for everything that it did. It didn't have a lot of exposition, which I loved. It was just straight. Once the movie started, it kept going, and it didn't slow down, man. That's something I really enjoyed, bro.
And one thing I'm going to say about this, because I have to address it, we may see some comments about it. I saw some comments where they felt like this movie was trying to depict black men as monsters, or it was misandry, or it was trying to, paint all black men as dangerous. Here's what I can say about the movie. I could have replaced the cast of this movie with all white actors, and I feel like the movie would not have skipped a beat. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is this. These are characters that just happen to be black people. Right. And I think that's cool. Mm-hmm. Because black people are regular people. We have highs, we have lows. We have great achievements, we have trauma. We deal with family crap. Yeah. So I feel like it humanizes black people. It does not necessarily say that because this one black man did something that all black men are bad. That is not, I didn't get that from the movie. And I know that the director even mentioned that, black women should be able to have their rage. Aleshea Harris said something to that effect. I think all people should have their rage. I think the motive, the moral of the movie is you have to be able to temper your rage. If you allow rage to go unchecked, if you let it go unbridled, it will consume you. It will destroy you. It ended up essentially consuming this whole family. And so that's why I thought it was so awesome that Anaya could get out and break that curse for her daughter or her child.
I feel like it was important for the fire theme, the theme of fire, like it consumes everything around it. And just like
exactly
fire consumes everything around it, trauma and the lack of dealing with that trauma consumes everything around it, and it transforms you into something that you really don't recognize, just like
destructive. Absolutely.
And that was a really powerful point of the whole film, man. So on that note, what would you give this film?
I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say 8.5.
Okay, 8.5. Yeah, I'm there too. 8.5. Okay. Yeah, man. All right, family. If you look at the film, wait, we got a comment. I'm gonna see. Hello. How you doing, sir? Thanks for tuning in. Let me see if I could show.
Oh, there we go. What's up? What's
happening?
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, man. All right, man. So we're moving on to Mandalorian and Grogu.
All right. So in The Mandalorian and Grogu, Din Djarin and his apprentice Grogu are working as contractors for the New Republic, tasked with hunting down scattered Imperial warlords to prevent a galactic war. Their primary mission requires rescuing Rada the Hutt from a gladiator fighting pit in order to secure intel on a rogue Imperial commander. Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu is a 2026 American science fiction film directed by Jon Favreau, who co-wrote the film with Dave Filoni and Noah Clure, produced by Lucasfilm and Fairview Entertainment, and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is part of the Star Wars franchise and based on the Disney Plus television series The Mandalorian. Pedro Pascal stars as Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, who's also portrayed on set by Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder, alongside Jeremy Allen White, Johnny Coyne, Martin Scorsese, and Sigourney Weaver.
Nice. So the big debate with this was, does The Mandalorian and Grogu actually justify being theatrical? Does it need to be a film? It went through, I think, like three seasons.
Mm-hmm.
3 seasons. Do you feel that it had to be a theatrical release, or do you think they was just capitalizing on some success?
That's a great question. Honestly, I'm a little up and down on this one. To answer your question, I think that it could have still been a Disney Plus series. They could have broken it up, but maybe, just maybe, they didn't have enough to really fill out a season and decided to make a movie out of it. I don't know. This one did not hit the mark for me as well as it did in the first couple of seasons, where I felt like it was must watch. There were sections of this movie that to me kind of dragged, and I don't know. I feel like this one is kind of a letdown. It definitely could have been on the small screen instead of in the theater.
So I feel like it had TV DNA in it. Like you could tell that they probably intended for it to be a few episodes, but they ended up taking a lot of stuff out and just stitching what they had together and making a film. But I would say, like, if I walked to this completely fresh, like, I still understood the arc. You know, I understand, like, Mando, Grogu, and I understand the stakes of it. I understand that it tried to capture, like, new audiences and new viewers. But if I never watched the show, I still would have had a complete, like, story experience. But I do feel like they stitched the film together in a way that they probably didn't have enough to make a full season. They probably only had enough to have like a few episodes, and they just put it all together and made a film. So I think that's what we get, like the highs and the lows of it and how it drags.
Absolutely, because like, so a great example of this, if you maybe didn't get that perspective, would be where we're seeing kind of the ends of things happening early. So we see him, you know, very quickly, they're able to, you know, suss out that this was a plot by, by the Hutts. And so they weren't actually looking for the nephew to be saved. They wanted to kill him. But, you know, right before that, it kind of felt like the end when they save him. That could have been like the end of an episode of like a Disney Plus series. And so you realize that it feels kind of disjointed in that way. But if you've watched enough Star Wars, you know you can never trust the Hutts. I think maybe that was one of the issues that I also had with this, because the New Republic should know better with everything that they've gone through. They are well versed in the Hutts. You can't trust the Hutts.
Yeah.
How on earth? Even Mando is saying to them, "Why are we doing a job for the Hutts? They're warlords." Right. That never made sense right there. And for the New Republic to be doing this to get information, it just didn't sit right with me. And they should have known that it was always a trap from the beginning. Those folks have never been trustworthy in this franchise.
So Mando, he did want to do it, but the only reason he really did do it is so he could get his shit back. And the fact that his ship was a part of the deal was like, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this on. But we get to see Rada, which is Jabba the Hutt's son, and he held captive. And the thing I liked about him, though, like, he wanted to fight his way to freedom. He really wasn't trying to be a part of like the whole Hutt regime. Like, he wanted to stand on his own 2 feet and like try to make his own way. And then we find out that the people that's holding him captive, like, he had one more fight to get, and he was gonna be free. But the people who was holding him hostage was plotting to kill him in that fight. So he was never really gonna be free. And that's kind of like when Mando's like, all right, man, I'm actually got to try to get this man out, because I made a deal with the twins, man. I gotta get him out. You know, that turns ugly. They end up fighting their way out and all of this stuff. And I like, the thing I like about Star Wars, it always feels grand. It always feels like you're in space, and it just feels big. And they always shoot it so well. And it's just a lot of special effects that I love. Industrial Light and Magic does phenomenal work with them, man. And it's good to see. But yeah. You know, some of the story I do feel like it was kind of weak, but as far as like getting Mando and Grogu together, I felt like seeing Grogu was the highlight of the film. Like he was just so little, and just it was just like when he was swimming and you seen his little hands like trying to get to the surface, bro. It was funny, man. Like just see, I'm like, because I always wonder how they're gonna animate this guy, like and make him move around, man. Because he's so little, how they made him walk, and how they made him walk, they never show his feet, but you see like his jacket at the bottom, just like all of those effects is like really good.
Did they do puppet? I believe they did puppetry for him in as well as CGI. But I know that Star Wars is known for doing puppetry. A lot of the aliens in the backgrounds are puppet, so it kind of gives them a little more of a realistic. That's one of the cool things Star Wars does do. All aliens are not humanoid. They don't all look like humans. They all have different forms, which is good because that makes more sense. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like Grogu was more impactful when he wasn't moving around as much. Like they had him moving so much, it kind of pulled me out of the film a little bit because of how they were making him move, and he kind of moving, kind of like bouncing. But I guess he's a toddler, and I don't know. I think. And this goes back to your first point. I think it would have helped if they had grown him up just a little bit. Maybe that would have helped some.
Man,
they wanted to make him what now?
Cute. They wanted to make him super cute, man. Just like
true. In fact, he felt smaller in this than he did in the actual show, didn't he?
He did.
He felt smaller. It's like. When he was in the actual Disney Plus show, he felt like he was a little bigger than they made him in the movies. So I think you're right. They're going for the cute factor. And, because people are going to buy all these different plushies and all these different Grogu. I personally know somebody who has like 8 of them. So, they just keep multiplying. I don't know.
For a reason, man. They did it for a reason, man. Well, we had a Western themed character, man. I think his name was Embro. Yeah, he was a toddler, man. He was a toddler.
Yeah.
He's a toddler.
Love that.
So,
but when he uses his powers, that's the best part. When he comes in to save the day, I think that's maybe why I wanted to see him a little bit older. Because maybe he's developed his powers a little bit more. But let me tell you, he was the comic relief.
Yeah.
Most definitely. The stuff that made you laugh in the movie was Grogu stuff. Him interacting with the other little aliens, they're always the mechanics. I don't even know their names, but they're hilarious too.
Yeah, man. I like the dope thing that they did do was like Mando went down in the film, and when he went down, he fought this big water snake alien thing, and he hit him and had poison, and Mando went down, and he's telling Grogu, "All right, get out of here with the little mechanics or whatever." And we thinking like Grogu and them left, but he came back and. He actually nursed Mando back to health. I think that was a really cool part because you always see Grogu being taken care of by Mando
and saved.
But they flip it this time, and they made Grogu show up for Mando like he always showed up for him. So there's a lot of reciprocation going on. But. I think he was really small, man. I think because he was so small, what he did made it that much more important because you trying to figure out trying to wrap your head around how's this little green alien going to do all of these things. How is he going to fish? How is he going to, take care of Mando? And because he's so strong with the Force, he uses that to his advantage. And I think all of that stuff, like him walking into a room, like him even pressing the buttons, swimming to the surface, all of that, he's saving Mando. And because he's so small, he makes this big impact. And I think that could be another reason why they may have shrunk him in this big space, because of that. Try to bring that effect in there. Like, man, he's so small, but he's doing all of this stuff. He's just amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Small but powerful.
Small but powerful. So,
exactly. Let me tell you what Grogu will do. If he's hungry, he will steal. I promise you. That they keep him eating. It didn't make him grow at all, but he's always eating. He's glad for a meal, and he was stealing fish and everything to keep. Well, you know what? We never did see him feed any of that fish to Mando. He actually ate all the fish himself.
He's eating that, man. He's eating that, bro. But by the end of the movie, I think Mando finally understands something every parent eventually has to learn. Protection isn't control. He has to let, Grogu grow up a little bit. He can't keep someone small forever just because, he's scared of like what's going to happen. And they have this final hyperspace scene where Grogu gets to press the button and he uses that to fly away. And it's kind of open ended. Like you can't keep going, even though they said it's going to be the last film or the last type of project. They kind of leave it open ended, so you can kind of like fantasize about what's going to happen next, what's going to become of Mandalorian and Grogu, and leave some type of potential, things open. But for the most part, it was a solid film. But I do feel like you could tell that they pull some things out and stitch things together just to make this film happen. I really don't think they had enough to sustain a full season, and that's what made the ultimate decision. Like, okay, we just gonna make this film.
Most definitely. And I don't know. I thought about what I would rate this one.
Okay.
And I don't know. Where are you on it?
I was at an 8.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm at a 7.
Okay.
I'm at a 7. It didn't blow me away. It wasn't terrible. I think it was right. It was right in the middle. It had highs, really good parts, and then some parts that needed some improvement. But I think it was a good installment. What I would hope that the franchise does, because I know a lot of things with Disney are currently rebooting, I would hope that we start to see some more different stories. We're already, away from, the Jedi for the most part, but they have a huge amount of IP, and I'm hoping that they can bring some of that to the screen so that we can enjoy it. My main thing is I'm tired of seeing the same stories over and over and over. So us taking this little story, because, if you watch Star Wars, we were introduced to the Mandalorian, Boba Fett from the very beginning. And so this is essentially just an extension of that story into the, modern time of the modern point of Star Wars, where they are in their storytelling. I want to see more. I want to see some more originals. That's why I love This God Is so much, because of the originality. And I'm hoping that Star Wars can dig in. They've got a huge amount that they can pull from.
Yep. So here's the connection between these two films. Is God Is treats love like a weapon. Mandalorian and Grogu treats love like a shield. One story burns everything down to protect it. One story protects but still remains. One is willing to risk morality. The other one risks safety. Is God Is fears what love can turn you into. Mandalorian and Grogu believes love is a thing worth protecting. And now we're getting into Cinema Goodness Hall of Fame. Who's your MVP?
Ooh, my MVP is gotta be Racine. Of these two movies, well, Racine, praise God, is, and Grogu for the Mandalorian and Grogu.
I'm gonna go. My MVP, Sterling K. Brown, brother.
Okay.
Sterling K. Brown, man. He flipped that man on his head, bro. I was not expecting that role from him. Yeah, the Cinema Goodness Hall of Fame, man. That's where we categorize some moments in the podcast episode. We got the MVP, then we got the most iconic moment. Which what was yours? Most iconic moment?
Most iconic moment is when Racine woke up and her and Anaya whooped Sterling K. Brown's character like a dog. That was a great scene. He deserved that whooping. Yeah. Nobody had beat him down like that his whole life. That's why he was acting up like that. He needed it. Yeah,
I like that one. I also got when Grogu ended up saving Rod of the Hutt.
Rod of the Hutt. Mm-hmm.
With his force before he fell into the pit with the snake. But yeah. All right, most unsung hero. The unsung hero. Unsung hero.
Okay, who was your most unsung hero?
I'll say Grogu. Him moving around and actually. So I got him for 2, man. I got him for 2. Also, I have that rock in the sock. The rock in the sock. Unsung hero, bro. That thing was lethal, bro. She used that thing for everything. Got that
man. That rock got bodies on it. I mean, for real. It's got bodies. Yeah. Multiple. Yeah. Woo. Unsung hero. I'm gonna say Anaya. Okay. I feel like Anaya was our moral compass in Is God Is. Even though she, at the end, had to do what she needed to do to defend herself against her father, I feel like she was our moral compass. So I'm going to say Anaya.
That's a good one. All right. Emotional sucker punch.
I'm going to let you go first.
Racine's death. When he pulled her back into that fire, I thought they was free, man. And they tricked us, bro. He pulled her right back into that fire, man. I was like, damn.
I have to agree with you. That was horrific. For her to be burned twice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That was horrible. But let me say, I'm gonna give you a runner-up to that.
Okay.
When Sterling, after he had, fooled Anaya into thinking that he wasn't a bad guy, and he hit her and called her a dog B.
Yeah.
Whew, God, dog.
He said, if he wasn't
and told her that I'd do it again. Tell your mother I'd do it again.
And if you wasn't pregnant, I'd rip your eyes out and feed them to you. It was crazy.
That was a gut punch right there, because everything inside of her was like, oh my God, maybe everything that I've been told was a lie and this shouldn't have happened, and I have a father that loves me, and he ripped that rug right up underneath her.
Yeah, he did. And my personal favorite, most punchable.
Okay.
The most punchable. I got the father, man, Sterling K. Brown.
Ooh, you know what? I'm just going to be a contrarian because I agree with you. But let me tell you something. We didn't talk enough about this lady.
Okay.
Janelle Monáe's character.
Okay.
Janelle Monáe's character was punchable because, yes, you're trying to get away. But do you have to be a Karen?
Yeah.
She could have driven her car around them.
Yeah.
Instead, she stopped her car to make them get out of her way because of she felt she was so good that, you know, you just have to get out of my way. And then you gonna fix your mouth to spit on somebody? And I mean, it was a big, loogie, slimy. Oh, God. Let me tell you, when I was a kid, I didn't get in a lot of fights. But the thing that I would fight about is if you spit on me. If you spit on me, we fight.
That's disrespectful. That
is disrespectful. It's nasty.
Yeah.
It's hell.
Yeah.
You're gonna snort and pull phlegm from the back of your throat and spit.
Yeah, man.
The rock and the sock, bring them.
That's a real weapon, bro. Because you don't be thinking. Wow. Yeah, man.
I when she did that, I was like, okay, they gonna let her live. Oh no! When she spit, I said, it's done for her. So she's my most punchable because here's the thing: how you gonna be running away to try to get to a better life, and then you treating people bad?
Yeah,
like you better than them.
Like you better.
Heck no, no, punchable face. I don't beat women, and I don't believe in violence against women, but this character.
Yep, spitting in the face gets you dropped, bro. It gets
absolutely. We fighting. No, indeed.
Get you cut, man. All right, man. Tonight we talked about two different stories, man. Entirely powered by love. A mother's love turned grief into vengeance. A father's love turned survival into sacrifice. It shows you what love looks like. It has nothing left to lose. Mandalorian and Grogu shows you what loves look like. After everything you have, you have to protect it. And maybe that's the real question tonight. Is your love burning something down, or is it building? Is it building something?
Yeah.
A legacy. All right, family. That's Cinema Goodness Podcast. JP, you got anything else, man?
No, I hadn't said enough.
Man, it's a great episode, man. Thanks everybody for watching. If you got any shows, anything, we got one more comment. JP, where you head at?
Oh my goodness, I didn't wear a hat today. You know, I have a special order of hats coming in. I'm gonna have a hat coming on here in the next few days, hopefully. So next episode.
This podcast is sponsored by DNA Apparel.
we're gonna have the official graphic for next.
We're gonna do one. We're gonna do one next.
Oh goodness! Right, now I'm getting booed, huh? Now we're getting booed. Boo his tomato.
Right,
oh my goodness!
Good night, man. Thanks for watching. If you got anything y'all want us to watch or critique, any type of movie, animation, or show, put it in the comments. We'll be sure to check it out, man. Until next time, you have a light that is out of this world. Let it shine to be the richness that this world deserves. Much love, family. Get rich.
Peace.